Hey guys, I just wanted to be real quick and shoot a quick video to see if I could help give people an idea of what my issues are and where I might need to go with redesigning or coming at this PEX piping that I have in a house that I just moved into, just bought with my fiance, and you know, see if I can describe what I think the problem is, and then to give enough information so the folks on heathelp.com, which has turned out to be an amazing forum for DIYers who are trying to diagnose, figure out, fix. I mean, there's just a lot going on heathelp.com. So this is my furnace. Like I said, I just moved into the house. It was an old oil burner, and just not long before we moved in, this is a 1920s, I don't know, 2,400 square foot colonial house in Staten Island, New York. And you know, we just moved into the place, and they had converted it to gas and left us with what we have here now. What I found after I kind of looked around, not knowing a lot about heat, I started to ask myself some questions about how they did this, rigged this new system up. I think that there's a lot of poor design and, like, I don't know, inefficient ways they went about doing it. So anyways, I'm going to try to walk through it based on just my limited information and see if I can get, add enough information in here to see if the guys can help. It's a two-zone system from what I understand, gas. I have standing, almost all standing, really large radiators upstairs. There are five, I believe five on each floor, and then one in the attic that isn't used. And these are the pumps for the two-zone system. What I found is that it's kind of a daisy chain where, so for instance, the first floor pump will pump water through the PEX line, reaching the first radiator, into the radiator, out of the radiator, into the next radiator, out of the next radiator, and go all around the circumference of the house, both in the radiators upstairs and down here. And by the time it gets to the last two radiators in this chain, the radiators don't even heat up. And when they do heat up, they're so they do maybe just barely start heating up when the thermostat reaches 70 or 67, 68 degrees where we have it set. And then the whole system shuts down, and then basically two or two and a half of the radiators never really do anything. And I think that I kind of know why. It's because of that daisy chain setup. And so what I think it's 3/4 inch PEX pipe that comes off of the furnace. And this is the upstairs furnace. And this is what they basically did with all of the old cast iron connections. They pumped the the new PEX line with some fittings into the old cast iron verticals. But what it does is, like I said, it if that's the first floor line, you can see it runs all the way up to the first two radiators. One is in the foyer or whatever, however you say it, in the front of the house over here. So I think that they came over here first, out of here, into a radiator that's in the living room over here, and then did the craziest thing. They have a stretch of PEX, both for the first and second floor. I think these are both feed side pipes. They run all the way, the entire length of the house. It basically heats the basement, the PEX, down here, which is good and bad, but it's whether or not it's efficient heating is a whole nother question. All the way down the length of the house, as you can see, there is not a single radiator tapped into any of that PEX line there. To the back of the house, where in the dining room above my head, is another radiator, another huge radiator that barely gets hot because of the distance, I think, in all the work that it's being asked to do. This, I believe, one goes upstairs to an inlet, and the second one goes into the dining space right above my head. And then it comes out again and goes and takes a couple more corners and ends up over here in the kitchen, where it feeds kind of like a horizontal cast iron. The guy gave me the name for it in the forum today, but I don't remember. This radiator doesn't even get warm. It doesn't come on at all. Anyways, so I guess you see my issue. What I'm hoping I can do, and this is where I'm hoping guys in the forum, I'll post this video up on the forum on YouTube, and I'm hoping the guys on the forum can answer this for me or tell me what I might do. So for instance, just an example, on the first floor outlet, what I was thinking was I would go find an appropriate place down this line, say maybe like right here, cut it, bend it out a little, put a T, run the feed line out that way, continue one side this way. So one side will go to feed the front radiators, and then one side will go to feed the back radiators. I'll go and find an appropriate place on that wall, or figure out how to come from that wall, maybe just get a union and come from that wall somewhere over there or something, and come back over here and get that and return water back to the furnace starting like over there, and get rid of all of this stuff. I don't know, there's some thinking to do, but I guess the main thing is temporarily, until I really redo all of this stuff completely for this first winter, can I just put a T in this line here, run it to the back 3 radiators from this point and to the front 2 radiators from this point, and figure out a way to get return water back to the radiator. I'm not so worried about the return water. What I want is the hot water to be hot when it goes. Anyways, correct my thinking on this. I really appreciate heat repair, heat help guys. I posted the day before yesterday, and they've just been slamming me with all this great information on how I might go about what I need to be thinking about, clarifying what I think I'm seeing, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, this is already too long. So if you can give me a yell, give me some advice or some pointers, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you.